Vuminji, 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 Vuminji. Plemunji, 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 Plemunji. Okay, so this is the part 2 version from Blackford Hills down into the valley, and I'm now going up this way to see if I can find wild garlic. There's plenty of wild leek, yes, but the other one is missing. Earlier on I saw those 3 plants of wild garlic. That doesn't really do much to inspire confidence. So, but this time I'm going to continue along this path, go further up and see if I'll be successful. Okay. If I go in that bit. Okay, let me. Oh, that's a bit too wet. Here. Get it. all wild leek so far. Gosh, this plant is invasive, man. My goodness, it's like, ooh, wild garlic doesn't stand a chance. Mm, my goodness. Oh, right. And lo and behold, wild garlic. Oh, you know, funny it is because I was thinking, how is it possible? You have woodland with lots of running water, quite swampy, and you don't have wild garlic or wominji. It can't be. This vast woodland and nothing. In Blackford Hill and no wild garlic. Apart from the three plants I saw earlier on. And finally, look, there we go. It's, let me check a little further up. Look, there we go, wild garlic popping up everywhere now. Ah, obviously, foraging this close to a path isn't the best for getting your wild garlic. It's ideal to go off the walk path and venture further in to get the best wild garlic because you've got dogs and so forth and people passing by and so forth. So it's good to go further in if you need wild garlic. Yeah. I mean to forage for wild garlic, that is. Here we've got some, so this is the part, and look how close they are to it. So these aren't ideal for foraging. Well, it's not impossible, but if you want to be sure, you just ventured a little in like this, and you get better options. Yeah, I'm not saying dogs don't run into this bit; they would, but chances are it's better further in than just along the path. You know. There you go. Success. Ah, it's just so nice when you're right that where you've got woodland and running water, rivers are, see those puddles are runoffs from the hill that settles like that, you're bound to find wild garlic, loads of it. And I'm correct again, again. Look, these are the wee baby ones, wee tiny plants that I'm sure will be ready for May, April, May. They're quite tiny at the moment. But with all this nutrients and water, they'll be growing fast. Yep, that's a good thing with this type of plant and the environment. It just works well with this swampy bit. You get your water, you get your nutrients, and you're good to go. Upwards. And finally on my plate. Uh, just this place is so wet. Look, wild garlic. It's the smell. I'm telling you, you're watching this video, but you're not getting the smell. It's the smell that you're missing. That nice, organic, foresty, springy smell. All natural. No fertilizer, etc. Just natural, organic, edible, spring vegetable. Just imagine how your 5 a day can improve. People of Blackford Hill, residents of Blackford Hill, getting your wild garlic. And I can guarantee you, there are people in this area who would come down and forage from time to time, which makes sense because they live here, you know. So I'm sure they'll pop by from time to time. Forgo the spinach for a while because spinach isn't in season, but wild garlic is. So I think it's just more practical to just come and get it for free. And it's organic. It's not, it didn't have to be imported with additional costs added. All you have to do is, as you always walk past anyway, just stop by, get a pair of scissors, cut some off, take home and stir fry like you would spinach. I've never heard of anyone using it to make juice, but that would be something. That person would be brave. Let me just go through this bit. As I can tell, people walk through these bits. There's some more wild garlic. Wominji in the Blackford Hills. Definitely a successful day of discovering forageable products. Wait a second, let me just get this thing. Oh, there's a walk up that side. Huh? I didn't know. I can see. And look. So here are the younger ones. See these tiny ones? I'm giving them late April. However, I did make a video earlier on that talk about the height in which the wild garlic plants grow before they start flower. Chances are some of them will grow very tall, but not all of them. Some of them can still be short and flower. So it's sort of difficult. Should I forage when I see them a bit short, or should I wait until they are very tall? I don't know. It just vary on the area and your discretion, you know. But no, there are many forageable options. You just have to look for the larger plants. Let me see if I can spot any. Well, so like this bunch, well, it's near the walkway, so maybe it's not ideal for foraging. Obviously, you'd have to wash it if you cut it. But I'm looking for the flower. Some of them you'll start to see the flower growing already. Not open yet, but let's see. I can't see anything there. So if you've got it here, you can guarantee that further up there you'll have it. But I'm surprised it's not on the other side. Maybe I haven't explored that side sufficiently to draw a conclusion. But here it's everywhere. And they're quite young, so they're not good to go yet. They still have some more weeks before they come to full maturity. At least some of them, that is. Mhm. So I'm going to continue along the path because chances are I might get to see more here. Some here. These ones are still young. I don't even have to check. I can tell because sometimes you can tell by the cluster of leaf that from the bunch and how broad they are, and you can tell that if they are sparse, if the leaves are sparsely um, populated in a particular bunch, right? Although there might be many leaves, what it does show is that it's still quite young. But when you've got many leaves and you can see the flower, or even if you can't see the flower of the plant as yet, but the leaves are broad and so and so compact that you cannot see the ground, you know that you're heading for a plant that is reaching maturity, even if it doesn't grow tall. So I'm going to see if I can show you an example um, of one that's approaching there. I'm doubtful here you'll find much, but sometimes you find the odd plant that sort of mature quicker than some. Mm, no, I can't see any. No, it's still early days in this part. Yeah. So, but it doesn't mean that people cannot forage them. I'm just saying that um, for basic stuff, maybe salad or so forth, you'd have to pick a lot more to get what you want for a stir fry because they're quite small and the leaves aren't broad enough to fill up the volume of your cooking that you'll need for whatever you need to do. Unless you're cooking for yourself. But if you're cooking for a family, if you're in Brad, Bradford, Bradford Hill or Braid Hill, I suppose if you've got a family, you'll want to get the plant with the larger leaves, big broad leaves, so you can get more for your effort. Okay, so we've identified some down there. Let's continue. Ooh, I'm burning calories. Now, which direction to go? No, that's all. Where Leek. Just check down here. Nah, I can't see any signs of broadleaves. So, ooh, nah. know which way to go. Let me try it down here. Okay, so not much success here, just wild leek. Mm. But I'm sure I'll run into another part that does have much of this plant. So I just keep going. Uh, no, just a quick note. So because this region is large, I don't think I'll be able to cover all of it on both sides. So it might be that as I continue along this road, because remember I came up this road a bit. If I continue right down out to the main road, as if you're going to Cameron Toll, it might be that I'll be able to find wild garlic on either side. I don't know because I haven't come up that way. I'm coming from up the up the Royal Observatory and down the steps, and I started vlogging from there. So it must be that chances are there are wild garlic further down that way. But I mean, along the road. If I'm to follow this road all the way to the main road going to Cameron Toll, chances are there might be. But for what I've observed so far when I was coming up, I couldn't find any along either side. But now I've spotted much of it just beyond these woods, which is good. But I don't know if we'll get more along this side. I think so. I'm sort of positive. I'm optimistic about finding some more. Why is this thing rocking? Sorry. Okay, that's okay. So there's a golf course just beyond here. I think over the hill. There used to be a golf course here, but I don't think I think it's not being used at the moment. As you can see, it looks horrible, the ground. So Well, I'm going to pause the video here. I haven't covered all that side. You see where the blue tent is there? Going that side, or also just below here along the road. So it might be that there is wild garlic, but we know for sure if we continue further along this path where I'm coming from, on the right left hand side, there's a region with wild garlic. Now, oh, maybe for the people who live in Blackford Hill region and possibly Braid Hill, but mainly Blackford Hill, it would work well for them to access the wild garlic. But what they do have in abundance is wild leek. For stir fry, I think that would go down well. There's plenty to go around. I mean, you can't finish it. But for wild garlic, it's far and few between. So I wouldn't say this is the best place for foraging for wild garlic because it's sparsely populated, right? But there is. So that's a good thing for the local residents. So Join me in the next video where I go into another region searching for wild garlic and wild leek. And hope you enjoy this video. Please share with your friends and God bless.